Shalom. This is Keisha Gallagher of Grace in Torah. You can find me at graceintorah.net, and hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel. I do plan to put up more videos on Hebraic roots and the new moons and possibly some other teachings, but we'll see. And I've actually tried to record this several times and to keep it short because I noticed that the majority of people do not watch the full video. So I thought, well, we have short attention spans. Everybody's busy. I do the same thing. I listen to a lot of teachings when I'm getting ready, when I'm doing dishes, laundry, driving. And so I'm going to do a short one. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes. And then I'll do a longer one for those of you that really want to get in some more in depth with a new month. So this is the 9th month, Kislev, and it means trust and security. And it has to do with the 9th month, which most of us think of birth. We think of being full term. We think of being uncomfortable. And we think of course, that great day when we do give birth, even though there's going to be pain involved. And I think that's really important, especially in the season, especially in darkness, because darkness, as we're moving into these winter months and the winter solstice where the days are getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and it's getting colder and everything outside seems on the outside to be dead, that uncomfortableness is a sign of birth. It is a sign of that toil bringing forth a great reward. But that means that there is going to be contractions. There are going to be squeezing. There's going to be pain. But all pain is related to birth. It's all some type of birth pain. So every new month is really a resurrection festival. I do want you to keep that in mind. There is something that we are to learn about resurrection in each new moon. And we could say the same thing for Shabbats and festivals, but this happens to be the monthly one. And so I want you to keep that in mind. The tribe for the month is Benjamin, the son of the right hand. And so studying about Benjamin is very enlightening for this month, and to figure out, why do you think the rabbis chose Benjamin for this month? And the second teaching that I'm going to do on this, I'll go into more detail why that's so. And then we have the mazel, and this is not astrology. This is not about buying a new car, getting a promotion. This is about the gospel in the sky. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament his handiwork. And day into day they utter speech, and night into night they reveal knowledge. There is knowledge, da'at, and intimacy that is spoken in the skies, and it is a great grand clocking calendar that the whole world gets to see. And in this month, that mazel is a keshet, which is an archer, and he has a bow. And the bow and arrow are particular in the scripture, are related directly to the Torah. The Torah is rooted in the word yara, and it means to cast or throw, just like an arrow, and it's meant to go hit its target. And to miss the target is to miss the mark, is the equivalent of sin. And our idea is we want to hit the target. And so Benjamin sort of shows us how to do that, especially in warfare areas, and that hopefully I'll be able to get into in this 10-minute video, but if not, we'll get to it in the later one. The sense for the month is sleep. And though senses are not usually associated with things like sleep, because we only have 5 senses, there are 12 months. But the things that humans do the most, these are what are the senses that the rabbis attach to the months. And why did they choose sleep for this month? There's several reasons, but one is, again, darkness. When do you go to sleep? When it is dark, when it is night, and when there is less light. And also related directly to that is, this is the month of dreams, and that is tied directly into not only what's happening outside, but the Torah portions. In the Torah cycle, during the month of Kislev, 9 out of the 10 recorded dreams in the Torah are read during the month of Kislev. So, you're going to read about the great dreamers, particularly Joseph, and you'll learn more about Benjamin in that story too. So pay attention to the Torah portions. They are going to start off with the portion Toldot, which is about Esau and Jacob. And I know I talked about Esau and Jacob in the month of Heshvan, but that story is vital to every month because you and I both have an Esau and a Jacob that wrestles and struggles on the inside. And obviously, we want to come out being the one that is the man of tents, not the one that is hairy like a beast, but we all will struggle with that. So we're given the setup for that. We are introduced to Jacob and his dream of the ladder where he saw the angels descending and ascending upon the ladder. Again, pictures of Yeshua. He meets Rachel and he marries Leah and Rachel. And so we see the whole story there with Laban. So many good things in these portions. That's in Vayetze, and he went out. The other one is Vayishlach, and he sent, and this is when he ends up reuniting with Esau, but before that he wrestles with the angel all night long, the messenger. And we see the rape of Dinah in this cycle, or Torah portion. And we see Rachel dying as she gives birth to Benjamin. And we also see the death of Isaac. And then in Vayeshev, and he settled, you are given Joseph's dreams. This is the dreams that Abba gave him when he was a young man, and he had a huge call on his life. And whether he realized or understood what his dreams meant, his brothers and his father definitely understood. And his brothers particularly were sarcastic about it and called him the master of dreams. But he really was a master of dreams. He was the great interpreter. He wasn't just a dreamer, but he was a dream interpreter. And this is how we see his rise to power later in the last portion of Kislev, which is Maquette at the end, when he deciphers Pharaoh's dreams, and then Pharaoh makes him, second in all the land of Egypt, which saves his brothers, Israel, other nations, and including Egypt. And so lots of mirrors of Messiah, but also these things are happening inside for us. So pay attention to those Torah portions. Keep a record of what's going on in the month in relation to the Torah portions in your own life. Also, if you're not doing so, keep a journal of dreams. Now, with this being the month of dreams, I really wanted to go in and talk about that quite a bit, but I'm not going to because Bonnie Manning and I, Tekoa Manning, are going to do a video or an audio podcast, one of the two, on dreams this month, particularly about dream interpretation and why it's important and why your dreams are important. Even those weird ones, because they're really parables in the night. The scary ones, they are actually teaching you something. They're sealing instruction in your heart, as Job says, and they matter. And a lot of the times when we think that they're bad, they're really good. So, with the sense of sleep, I wrote an article about sleep. If you want to read more about it, it's called Awake, O Sleeper. I did that around Rosh Hashanah this past year because Feast of Trumpets, Yom Teruah, is the awakening blast. And we sleep a third of our life. So sleep is very, very important. Those of you that suffer from insomnia know this more than anyone. It changes your whole outlook on the whole day. So it definitely matters. And sleep is a metaphor for death. And remember, all new moons are resurrection feasts. So going to sleep each night is teaching us this cycle. It is teaching us that we go through a figurative death every day because we're supposed to be, right? Die every day. We're supposed to carry that cross and like Messiah. And so there's things in us that are constantly needing to die so that new good things can live, right? Okay, and sleep changes you, and that's how it does it. So dreams, what do they mean? Cholam is the name for the Hebrew word for dreams. It is just like shalom, except instead of beginning with a shin, it starts with a chet. And it has to do with health, restoration, being made whole or complete. So there are definitely reasons to pay attention to your dreams. So I thought that I would end this very short segment, at least it's short for me, on the blessing or the prayer that is spoken every morning upon waking. If every night when we go to sleep, it is a metaphor of death and then rising again. So you're not just seeing death, you're seeing resurrection every single day, every day when you go to sleep and wake up. So there is a prayer in the Siddur, which is the Jewish prayer book, called Modeh Ani, or you if you're a female, you would say moda'ani. And in that prayer, I'm just going to read it to you. I have it here somewhere. This is just a version of it. You can find one online if you don't have a prayer book. It says, I offer thanks to you, living and eternal King, for you have mercifully restored my soul within me. Great is your faithfulness. So every day we put our trust and security, our Kislev, in Adonai, that he will restore our soul and give us newness of life, that we're figuratively resurrected every morning with a fresh start. And so that is my prayer for you this month, is that you will wake up every morning, even though it has been dark, knowing that there is a new day coming, the one day, the restoration. And so I'll end this short one with one more blessing, and that is just for the month, the blessing for the month. I meant to do that last time and I didn't do it, and someone put it in the comments of my blog, so thank you for doing so. I'm going to read just a short version. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, King of the universe, who has kept us alive and sustained us and enabled us to reach this season. May it be thy will, Adonai, our God and God of our forefathers, to renew for us this month for good and for blessing. So may you have a blessed Kislev. You can find me at graceintorah.net. And if you want to subscribe, then you'll get the updates for the new videos right in your email box. Thanks.